Hey everyone, I'm K.O'd Knockout, and today we're going to be talking about DI and Smash DI in Super Smash Bros. 4 for the Wii U and the 3DS. For those of you who don't know, DI stands for Directional Influence, or Directional Input. Basically, it's a mechanic in which you can influence the trajectory that you get sent when knocked back or comboed by using the control stick, and you can use it to survive longer, or get out of some nasty combos. Smash DI is a variation on this, but before we get into Smash DI, let me talk to you about living longer. And don't forget to watch this until the end of the video, because I hit a little bit of extra tech in at the end. So let's say you get hit with a really big attack while you're at high damage. No DI will send you in the normal path for that hit. If you DI the proper way, you can actually survive longer. And which way it is that you should DI actually depends on the move that you get hit by. Remember though, using bad DI will cause you to die much earlier. I built a stage to make it easier to see how far you get launched from each attack, with walls of lava to represent the blast zones where you would normally be KO'd. This way it'll be easier to see the influence that your DI has on the situation. So, in order to survive longer from this hit, there are two things you need to do. The first is called vectoring, and it happens the moment that you get hit. Once the knee connects, there are a few frames of hit lag. This is different than a hit stun, in that the knockback for the move hasn't started yet, and you and Captain Falcon are frozen in time for a few frames before you get launched. During these few frames of hit lag, you want to push your control stick in towards Captain Falcon. This reduces the total amount of knockback you're going to receive from the attack, regardless of the DI after the launch. Then, once you're actually launched and you're flying through the air, you can hold the control stick to slightly change the trajectory at which you fly. In this case, you want to hold the control stick in towards Captain Falcon, and this is going to help you survive longer. When getting hit straight up, it works a little differently. You can't vector straight up or straight down. So when somebody launches you straight up, if you DI down, then you might as well not DI at all. It's best to DI to one side. This turns some of your vertical momentum to the side, so that you end up flying at more of an angle. So in some cases, DIing, is that a word? In some cases, going away from the stage and towards the blast zone will actually let you live longer. Take a look at this. When you get hit with the knee, you have a set distance you will get launched. That's the amount of knockback you take. If you vector properly, then you subtract the value of the vector from the total knockback, reducing your overall flight distance. Now, once launched, you can change the angle of the flight to give yourself a longer path to the blast zone, allowing you to survive until higher percentages than usual. However, you cannot use vectoring when traveling vertically. This means that you can only DI to change your trajectory. So by DIing towards the corner of the blast zones, you give yourself more room for the total knockback to play out. So instead of giving yourself a straight line to the blast zone, you give yourself more room to burn off that knockback. That's why trying to DI towards the blast zone can actually keep you alive sometimes. As I said before, the DI can vary depending on the move, so play around with it and see what works best. Sometimes it depends on how well the hit connected, or what side of your opponent you were on when you got hit. So just play around with a bunch of stuff. If you have a move that's giving you trouble, then have your friend hit you with it and try out different vectoring and different DI, and see what keeps you alive the longest. You can also check the description below for some links that will have some information about good DI. So moving on to Smash DI. Now Smash DI doesn't really do anything while you're already launched. It doesn't help change your trajectory. But it does help you move your character while you're vectoring. So I've slowed the game down here to explain this a little better. Take a look at my position when Captain Falcon hits me with a knee. Now when I use Smash DI during the hit lag, I can move my character's position a bit each frame. This may not seem very useful, but just wait. In order to Smash DI, you need to make as many control stick inputs as you can during the hit lag. You could try this, but it's hard and it sucks. It's not as fast. So instead, just roll your control stick between the notches on the controller, as each notch you hit counts as its own unique input. And if you're playing on a gamepad, well, RIP. So for each frame that you're in hit lag, you can use directional inputs in order to move your character a little bit. And this doesn't really seem to be that helpful for a really big hitting attack, but it's not really used for that. It comes in handy for multi-hitting attacks. When you get hit by a multi-hit attack, the first hit puts you in hit lag. Then, before the hit lag wears off, the next hit of the attack will put you in a new batch of hit lag. So as long as you're getting hit with multi-hitting attacks, you remain in hit lag, and Smash DI can move your character. You can use this to escape jab combos, PK fire, Sheik and Samus's up air, and by far the most important, getting out of Bayonetta's horrible, god-awful kill combos. Since Bayonetta's combo is usually the thing that most players have trouble with, we're going to go ahead and use her as an example. Most of her combos start with a grounded side B. This almost always leads into her first up B. That's when you start the Smash DI. Quickly assess where you are in relation to Bayonetta, and Smash DI as hard as you can towards the way that has the shortest path to get out. You will usually get hit by the first few hits of her next move, but will then fall out as she whiffs the rest of the combo. Don't forget to tech your landing and get your free punish. Now there are a lot of different ways that the Bayonetta combo can play out, and Smash DI will not always save you. The Bayonetta player can compensate for your DI and still hit you with other moves, and it turns the entire combo into a big game of rock, paper, scissors. But that's a lot better than just helplessly floating to the top of the stage before you get up aired. I'll do a separate video about surviving Bayonetta's combos and all the things you have to do in order to counter the Bayonetta player. But for right now, just focus on getting out of multi-hit moves. Any multi-hit move that you have trouble with, you can Smash DI your way out of it. Except for Zero Suit Samus's up B. That move's just too good. Anyway, that's it for now. Let me know if this was helpful in the comments below, and don't forget to give this video a like so that it doesn't get lost in the depths of YouTube forever. But more importantly, share this with your friends. If you know somebody who has a lot of trouble with DI and gets caught in multi-hit moves all the time, share this video with them and teach them how to get out of it. It'll make them a better player, they'll survive longer, and they'll enjoy the game more. And the more that you enjoy the game, the easier it is to get better. So share this with your friends and let's get the whole community on board. And until then, thanks for watching.